Greetings lovely folks, welcome to another video. It's Kat and today I'm going to be starting the process of turning this lovely stallion into a Zorse and applying his first layer of stripes. When I say I love stripes, I mean I may have a mild obsession. Zorses are my favourite variety of equines, right up there with Duns and Przewalskis. I apologise that sometimes my camera likes to focus on my glove instead of my pencil. I'm still getting the hang of working in front of a camera, so I sometimes forget it's there and put my hand in the way. I'm using a black charcoal pencil to create the first layer of his stripes. I want them to look like part of his coat as opposed to sitting on top of it, so I'm layering them between his pastel coats. Normally I'd use a watercolour pencil for this, but watercolour pencils are quite soft and wear down quickly, so they don't make fine enough lines for what I envision for this project. The charcoal pencil is harder and sharpens to a better point. I'm creating the stripes by making rows of fine hairlines, following the direction of the hair on the model. This is the same technique I use to create Rabicano markings and rowaning. It's time consuming, but the result is worth the cramped fingers. I'll be repeating this for another 3 or 4 layers, as you'll see when I post his process video in the future, so it's truly a game of patience. I've drawn out his stripe pattern on the sketchbook you see in the background as my reference. I do this for all my stripey customs so none of them end up with the same stripe pattern. Muscle memory is a peculiar thing. I go over stripes so many times during a custom that I create a mental map of them and will automatically begin sketching them onto a different model if I'm being absent-minded. key thing about stripes is avoiding making them too uniform. Stripes on Zorses tend to be quite zigzaggy or jittered compared to actual zebras. I make each stripe uneven and unique to create a more realistic, organic pattern. Here I decided the stripes weren't going at the right angle according to my sketch, so I used a damp Q-tip to remove the charcoal. I then lightly sketched in some guidelines at the correct angles and redrew the stripes in. You'll see me do this several times during this video. I'm very meticulous about the details on my models. If something is even slightly off or displeases me, it has to come back off and be redone. This is why sealing models between every layer is so imperative for me. It means I always have the option to remove, alter, or redo a layer without destroying the previous work beneath it. Every one of my customs develops their own little character during their creation. This can reflect in how I choose to move forward with their paint jobs. Very few of my customs end up looking quite the way I first planned because of how they speak to me during the process. I can get very attached to them, and it's often hard to sell them and see them leave. This stallion feels like he'd be a lad with an attitude, a real character, and I want to bring that out in his expression. This mould is just asking for a coat with a bit of pizzazz, something glamorous. I originally planned his design with dapples and socks, but after working on him for a bit, I just felt he needed something more striking, and for me there's nothing more striking than mixing breeds together to create a fancy mashup of coat patterns. Here I lightly sketched out the placement for the belly stripes so that they were evenly spaced. The model has a shorter body than my sketch, so I had to respace the stripes a little bit. I'm using a dry Q-tip here to blend out his eyeliner and make it softer. Charcoal blends much like pastel does. I love the way zebras have heavy eyeliner markings, so naturally my Zorses have to have it. With this stripy stocking finished, one layer of stripes is done. I'll seal this layer before doing the other side so I avoid smudging the stripes I've already done. I'm loving him already. As I mentioned previously, I'll be uploading a whole video on the process of painting this model in the future, documenting the whole custom from start to finish. Thank you so much for spending some of your time here today. If you enjoyed the video, do leave a like, as it really helps my channel grow. If you'd like to see more content like this, including painting tutorials and DIY miniatures, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. I aim to upload every Monday if possible. Happy painting, and I'll see you next week. Bye!